Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today, we're going to be reacting to Hecarim, the Shadow of War. All right, guys, if this is your first time on the channel, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at Hecarim's biography and story. Then we'll move on to any cinematics Hecarim may appear in. We'll take a look at the skins, the wiki, and end off on the voice lines at the very end of the video. I'll have everything chaptered out. If you want to go ahead and skip ahead to any of those parts, you're more than welcome to. Again, as somebody learning the lore of League of Legends, so there's a few things I know about Hecarim just because of past reactions, but there's going to be a whole lot of stuff I just straight up don't know about Hecarim. So I know he does come from Viego's crew, and he betrays Callista and all that fun stuff, right? And then ends up being amongst the Shadow Isles because of, all the things that happened to him. So that's all I know about him, but I'm assuming this is going to be more of a deep dive into Hecarim's maybe like point of view and maybe his point of thinking during this whole time and everything like that. So hopefully we learn more about him. And then of course we're going to be taking a look at his gameplay and seeing how he plays, all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into Hecarim. And he's been requested on the channel. So here we go. Quote says, break their ranks and ride them down without mercy, crush the living, feast on their terror. That is a pretty awesome quote, to be honest with you. He does seem like somebody that you don't want to mess with. That's for sure. Role is fighter, region is Shadow Isles, and our related champions are Callista, Thresh, and York, and we've reacted actually to all of them for once. Hecarim is a spectral fusion of man and beast, cursed to ride down the souls of the living for all eternity. When the Blessed Isles fell into shadow, this proud knight was undone by the destructive energies of the Ruination, along with all his cavalry and their mounts. Now whenever the Black Mist reaches out across Runeterra, he leads their devastating charge, reveling in the slaughter and crushing foes beneath his armored hooves. I guess the other thing is I don't know how like the fusion of, because like Hecarim obviously isn't like a centaur, man horse, whatever you want to call it. He obviously seems like he fused with his horse and he was like in charge of the cavalry and whatnot. Okay, let's dive into the biography. Born into an empire long since gone to dust and forgotten, Hecarim was a lieutenant of the Iron Order, a brotherhood sworn to defend their king's lands. As Hecarim won victory after victory from the back of his mighty warhorse, the commander of the Iron Order saw in him a potential successor, but also a growing darkness. His obsessive hunger for glory was eroding his honor, and over time, the Knight Commander came to realize this young lieutenant must never lead them. When he was told this, Hecarim was furious. Even so, he bit back his anger and continued in his duties. Okay, so he's a very ambitious person, but clearly has anger issues. When they next rode to war, the commander found himself surrounded by enemies and cut off from his fellow knights. Hecarim, seeing his chance, turned away and left him to die. I mean, that's a straight up villain right there, right? That's a villain moment. At battle's end, the Iron Order, oblivious to what Hecarim had done, knelt on the bloody ground and swore allegiance to him. Hecarim rode to the capital to take his formal oaths and met with Callista, the king's most trusted general. She recognized his prowess and leadership, and when the queen was wounded by an assassin's poisoned blade, Callista was comforted to know the Iron Order would remain with the king while she sought out a cure. This is all a little bit of a recap, but I love how vague the story is about like who we're talking about. Gripped by paranoia and seeing new threats in every shadow, the king raged at those he believed were trying to separate him from his dying wife and dispatched Hecarim to quell dissent throughout the kingdom. The Iron Order earned a dreadful reputation as ruthless enforcers of the king's will. Towns and villages burned, hundreds were put to the sword. With grim inevitability, when the queen died, Hecarim chose to sour the king's grief into hatred, seeking sanction to lead the Iron Order into foreign lands. He would avenge her death while earning yet more dark renown for himself. Yeah, okay, that Hecarim's not a good guy, is he? But before they could ride out, Callista returned. She had found what she saw upon the distant Blessed Isles, and yet it was now too late. The king would not believe this and had Callista imprisoned as a traitor. Intrigued by what he had heard, Hecarim visited her cell and they spoke of the pale mist that protected the islands from all invaders and also of the inhabitants' immense wealth, including legendary waters of life. Knowing only Callista could lead them there, Hecarim eventually persuaded her to guide the king's fleet through the veil that concealed the Blessed Isles from mortal sight. They landed at the city of Helia with the queen's body in solemn procession. The Iron Order led the way, only to be met with by the city's masters, who now refused to help. Enraged, the king ordered Callista to kill them, but she refused, and Hecarim smiled as he made the decision that would damn him for eternity. He drove a spear through Callista's back and ordered his knights to ransack the city, looting its vaults of arcane treasures. Yeah, I mean, and Hecarim obviously just like loves doing that kind of stuff, apparently. I think he just, he has a power trip, obviously. Amid the chaos, a lowly custodian agreed to grant the king access to the waters of life, but not even this could distract Hecarim from the revelry of bloodshed, and so it was that the ruination of the Blessed Isles would take him almost completely by surprise. And you know what, guys? I actually just started reading, this reminded me, I just started reading the Ruination book, the actual novel called Ruination. So yeah, I don't know if you guys want to see like a, I don't know, maybe should I do like a review of that book? I don't know what I would do with content-wise. I'm not really like a book review person on YouTube, but maybe I should do something about it. A blast wave of magical force tore through Hellia, shattering every last building and leaving the fragments suspended in searing unlight. In its wake came the black mist, a billowing hurricane that dragged every living creature it touched into its shrieking, roiling embrace. Hecarim tried to rally the Iron Order, hoping to make it back to their ships, but the mist claimed them one by one as they fled. Alone and defiant to the end, the Knight Commander was taken by the shadows. He and his mighty steed were fused into a monstrous spectral abomination that reflected the darkness in Hecarim's heart, a brazen creature of fury and spite, at one with the black mist and yet utterly enslaved by it. Okay, yeah, I mean, he literally like fuses with his steed. Bound forevermore to these Shadow Isles, Hecarim has spent centuries in a sinister mockery of his former life, cursed to patrol the nightmarish lands he once intended to conquer. Whenever the black mist reaches out beyond their shores, he and the otherworldly hosts of the Iron Order ride out to slaughter the living in memory of glories long past. Cool. I think this biography was really well written. That's what I'll say about it. You know, very interesting. They don't actually use Viego's, you know, in a lot of these old biographies, I feel like in stories, they didn't have like maybe Viego's name, or they just didn't want to put Viego's name in them. Same with the Queen and everything. But yeah, here's a recap from Hecarim's point of view. We obviously got to like kind of get into his inner thoughts, and the guy just loves killing and loves ransacking and loves the power, right? He even lets his old commander die because he wants the position. So that kind of tells you what kind of person he is. All right, I am curious what the story's going to be about for him, so let's dive in. It's called No One Lives. Icy waves crashed on the bleak shore, red with the blood of the men Hecarim had already butchered. The mortals he had yet to kill were retreating over the beach in terror. Black rain doused them, and storm clouds boiled in from the morning heart of the island. He heard them shouting to one another. The words were a guttural battle chant he did not recognize, but the meaning was clear. They actually thought they might live to reach their ship. True, they had some skill. They moved as one, wooden shields interlocked, but they were mortal, and Hecarim savored the meat stink of their fear. Ew. He circled them, threading crumbling ruins and unseen in the shadowed mist rising from the ashen sand. The echoing thunder of his hooves struck sparks from black rocks and gnawed at their courage. He watched the mortals through the slitted visor of his helm. The weak light of their wretched spirits was flickering, corpuscent in their flesh. It repulsed him even as he craved it. No one lives, he said. His voice was muffled by the dread iron of his helm, like the corpse rasp of a hanged man. The sound scraped along their nerves like rusted blades. He drank in their terror and grinned as one man threw down his shield and ran for the ship in desperation. He bellowed as he galloped from the weed-choked ruins, lowering his hooked glaive and feeling the old thrill of the charge. A memory flickered, riding at the head of a silver host, winning glory and honor. The memory faded as the man reached the dark surf of cold breakers and looked over his shoulder. Please, no, he cried. Wow, so you can even see here he's like getting flashbacks, memories of when he was, alive, right? Hecarim split him from collarbone to pelvis in one thunderous blow. His ebon-bladed glaive pulsed as it bathed in blood. The fragile wisp of the man's spirit sought to fly free, but the mist's hunger would not be cheated. Hecarim watched as the soul was twisted into a dark reflection of the man's life. Hecarim drew the power of the island to him, and the bloody surf churned with motion as a host of dark knights, wreathed in shimmering light, rose from the water. Sealed within archaic plates of ghostly iron, they drew black swords that glimmered with dark radiance. He should know these men. They had served him once and served him still, but he had no memory of them. He turned back towards the mortals on the beach. He parted the mist, reveling in their terror as they saw him clearly for the first time. His colossal form was a nightmarish hybrid of man and horse, a chimeric juggernaut of brazen iron. The plates of his body were dark and stamped with etchings whose meanings he only vaguely recalled. Balefire smoldered behind his visor, the spirit within cold and dead, yet hatefully vital. Hecarim reared as forking traceries of lightning split the sky. He lowered his glaive and led his knights in the charge, throwing up giant clumps of blood-sodden sand and bone fragments as he went. The mortals screamed and brought up their shields, but the Ghost Knight's charge was unstoppable. Hecarim struck first, as was his right, as their master, and the thunderous impact splintered the shield wall wide open. Men were trampled to bloody gruel beneath his iron-shod bulk. His glaive struck out left and right, killing with every strike. The Ghost Knights crushed all before them, slaughtering the living in a fury of thrashing hooves, stabbing lances, and chopping blades. Bones cracked and blood sprayed as mortal spirits fled broken bodies, already trapped between life and death by the fell magic of the ruined king. The spirits of the dead circled Hecarim, beholden to him as their killer, and he reveled in the surging joy of battle. He ignored the wailing spirits. He had no interest in enslaving them. Leave such petty cruelties to the chain warden. All Hecarim cared for was killing. Okay, I mean, Pretty plain and simple story. Yes, we're seeing what Hecarim is doing on the Shadow Isles, and we're seeing that he loves it. I mean, the guy is just here to kill people as much as possible. No one lives. You know, he's not going to spare anybody. The guy is just here to kill people. Plain and simple. I mean, okay. I mean, there's not much more to the story, I feel like, other than, like, I guess we get to see how crazy he is with his glaive. Which we'll obviously get to see in the gameplay abilities. So let's go ahead and dive into those next. All right, let's take a look at Hecarim's gameplay abilities. So roll as fighter tank, difficulty medium. And we're going to start with the passive, Warpath. Hecarim gains attack damage equal to a percentage of his bonus move speed. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to assume that's because, you know, he has like the horse aspect to him. So like that's what the whole bonus move speed thing is. Let's start off with the Q, Rampage. Okay, looks like it's like a cleave. Hecarim cleaves nearby enemies, dealing physical damage. If Hecarim damages at least one enemy, he increases the damage and lowers the cooldown of subsequent rampages. Okay, so obviously, like if he uses it against a minion, it's not gonna like lower the cooldown on it. Okay, makes sense. Spirit of Dread. Okay, looks like an AoE that like slowly does damage. Hecarim gains armor and magic resist. Hecarim deals magic damage to nearby enemies and gains health equal to a percentage of any damage those enemies suffer. Okay, so that's a pretty good ability, I feel like. That second part there is pretty good. Devastating Charge. That makes sense that he would have something like this. Okay, it looks like it takes a second to get going there, but Hecarim gains increasing move speed and can move through units for a short duration. His next attack knocks the target back and deals additional physical damage based on the distance he has traveled since activating the ability. Oh, so you kind of want to go like longer with the charge. You'll do more damage. I see. That's why he like circles around Lucian there. All right, let's see this ultimate Onslaught of Shadows. Oh, that's cool. It's like a cavalry charge. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Hecarim summons spectral riders and charges forward, dealing magic damage in a line. Hecarim creates a shockwave when he finishes his charge, causing nearby enemies to flee in terror. Oh, you get a flee as well, or like a terror or fear thing added to it. That's pretty awesome, and that fits his character so well, just being like based on even like his story and his lore, and based on the character itself, right? That's really cool. I like the fear aspect that it adds to the ultimate. I feel like that allows your teammates to get extra damage in as well with that ultimate. That's a really good ultimate, I think. I mean, I don't know how easy it is to dodge that. It looks like it has a pretty wide attack there, especially if you're doing it like up pretty close. So yeah. All right, I definitely need to hear from you guys in the comments. How good is Hecarim in the game in this current meta? Obviously a melee character, he doesn't really have too much range to him, but you know, he does have that move speed bonus stuff going on a little bit with devastating charge and whatnot. So yeah, you guys let me know how Hecarim is in the current meta. Has he ever been like really good? Like he seems like he's a super old champion. I think he is a very old champion. So like, was he really good back in the day and maybe not so anymore? You guys let me know in the comments. All right, and just for extra measure, we are going to take a look at the Wild Rift champion overview for Hecarim.
Ride out.
Oh, okay. There's his voice. I don't think I've heard. Maybe I've heard his voice actually, long time ago. Oh yeah, he seems like he's got some pretty good move speed actually to him. Like, look at how fast he's moving there. Okay, there he's obviously moving a little bit slower. Yeah, there's that little like move speed he gets. And yeah, with the bonus attack from move speed, it makes sense that he would have those kind of abilities. With a full charge to gain move speed. You can like charge that cleave up. You could let it go early too, it looks like, if you wanted to. Yeah, so he hit 2 people there, so that makes sense that he gets to use it faster. It looks like the animation was updated versus the one that we saw on the champion page. Maybe they like updated the ruination effects. Oh, you heal self per enemy hit. Right, yeah, okay. Yeah, that devastating charge is pretty good. Attack to dash and knock back enemy. It doesn't, see, you gotta be like pretty close for the ultimate though. It doesn't go like super far. So you kind of gotta be in there. I'm sure it's so good in a team fight though. Obviously with like a flash you could probably get out of it, but... Alright, let's see all this in action together. Oh yeah, okay, he's moving pretty fast there. I feel like you want to like shuffle around during the team fight, and then you're like doing rampage and cleaving a lot if you can. Is that an infernal skin? It looks like an infernal skin. That makes sense for Hecarim. Okay, yeah, pretty good. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, time to dive into the skins for Hecarim. We have a decent amount here. We are going to start with the newest ones first and move our way backwards. We're starting off with Nightbringer Hecarim. So let's get going. All right, we're starting off with the recall. Yo, the weapon looks sick, by the way. Okay, I have a feeling, especially based on this one, Hecarim's gonna be scary in this. That's my feeling going in. All right, let's look at the splash art. Splash art is pretty cool. Love it. Ooh, the voice. Yeah, his like glaive is insane here. I like the color and the detail on it. I mean, he obviously, I know in a lot of these other skins for Hecarim, he's obviously not going to look, you know, like the Ruination Hecarim or original Hecarim at all because, you know, reasons. But I think it's still pretty cool. This one's really, really good. I don't know if we've ever had a Nightbringer skin. At least maybe I haven't seen one. All right, we're going through all the abilities here. Obviously going with like oranges and reds and blacks in this one. Oh, the ultimate looks cool there. Yeah, like the cavalry specters look really good. I didn't realize the AoE on that ability was so big. It looks a lot bigger when it's zoomed in like this. Dang, okay. Now we have his death. Oh, there's like a blue animation there when he died. Oh. Okay. There's all the color variations. Very nice. Honestly, I like the orange. Like the orange here looks really, really good. Maybe this one on the left here looks kind of nice too. But overall, really, really good skin. All right, next up we have the Winter Blessed skin. Let's take a look. This one looks really good too. For a winter kind of skin. Splash art isn't as good as Nightbringer, but no, the skin looks really, really good. I mean, I guess maybe the color. Okay, the thing for me is like, I feel like with the character and what we know, like what Hecarim is and how he is, I don't think Hecarim would be caught dead in any of this. Although he kind of looks like the Lich King a little bit from World of Warcraft. Just a tad. Although I feel like I would like this to look a little bit more like the Lich King. That'd be really cool. Yeah, if there was like a darker version maybe of this one. I know, you know, I mean, it's really good. I like the colorization of the attack and the AoE and the specters and everything. That was good. Arcana Hecarim. Okay, we've had a couple of Arcanas. I haven't seen an Arcana in a while, to be honest with you. Okay, now I take back all the bad things I said about Winter Blessed because I feel like Winter Blessed is actually just on a whole nother level. Maybe I just don't like the armor in this one. Like the way his helmet was in Winter Blessed, it was so cool. In this one, it's like not as good. Cool. Weapon's good though. I do like the glaive. Cool. See that recall? The recall, though, is really good. Oh, okay. That was a cool recall. Oh, that gave it some points there. Cosmic Charger. I love my Cosmic skins. Let's see how it fares. I don't know how I feel about this one. The glaive isn't as cool. The cosmic effect throughout his whole body is like kind of weird almost. Like it's good, but it also has some weird aspects to it. And then he has like a halo instead of like a helmet. Okay. The ultimate's pretty cool. It's not bad. I feel like we're... Personally, though, I feel like we're just like degrading each skin I go, though. I don't know. I don't know yet. Hold on. Let's stick with it. I mean, I'm not going to knock down the freaking Constellation Recall, though. All right, this is the one we saw in the wild. Oh, it was High Noon? This is what we saw, I think, in the Wild Rift video. Never mind. Okay, hold on. Now, I used to be kind of a High Noon hater. But either A, I've turned around on the High Noon skins, or B, I've just started seeing some good High Noon skins. This is a good High Noon skin. I thought it was Infernal at first. Like, look at the glaive here compared to even just the Cosmic one. Like, this feels more Hecarim too, right? Feels like he could be like a demon from like hell or something. That's cool. I mean, really the only High Noon thing about him, I guess, would be the horse armor, and then the shoulder pad has like the bullets there. The recall, though, a little lacking, but everything else was great about that skin. Lancer Zero, he looks like a Gundam here. He looks like a Gundam / Demacian kind of armor. I feel like I've had a Lancer skin before, or seen one, but it's been a while. I like the blue. That blue AoE is nice. Ooh, when he's like doing the movement bonus there, it's pretty cool. All right, I honestly, dude, if nothing impresses me with the next ones, I think I already got my top 3 locked in. You guys let me know in the comments though what your favorite Hecarim skin is. I'd love to know. You know, he's been in the game a long time, so you guys should have something by now. But hold on, we still got more. Okay, kind of basic. What's this one? Worldbreaker Hecarim. It looks so similar to Cosmic. Well, in the splash art it did. Now it looks way different. It's got like some Aztec or like Mayan vibes to it. Or, you know, like Alawi. Kind of that stuff. Okay, the effect is, it looks like it's his original effect. In colors with the ruination stuff. So it looks like this is just like skin. The skin has changed, but not like the effects and stuff. And, you know, it's okay. It's an okay skin. Not my fave. I'm gonna assume this is the regular recall as well, which is kind of bad, actually. Kind of lame. Okay, this one's called Elderwood. Okay, we've seen some good Elderwoods, though. I think Elderwood actually works for him because the fact that Hecarim resembles a centaur, which comes from, like, fantasy lore and whatnot, that I think this works. Oh, okay, the effect is actually a little bit different on this one. That's nice. You just got, like, tree branches or tree roots and whatnot around the effects. And he has leaves behind him. Oh, and the specters look different. Yeah, I think this one works. I don't think it hits my top 3 skins for him, but I think it works. Better than, like, Worldbreaker, for sure. Okay, he had a little bit of a different recall there. That's nice. It's like he planted it as, like, a tree. That's cool. Oh, is this like arcade? Yeah, I was gonna say arcade. I don't know about the mohawk. That looks crazy. Okay, but the tail. But the tail and the horn, though. Not the unicorn. Not the... Not the unicorn horn. Oh, I like the little heart. Oh, that's so fun. The added, like, arcade effects are cool. And the sound effects... I mean, I'm giving it some bonus points for that, okay? And the like all the tail stuff as well. Yeah, I love the sound effects. Oh, the ultimate looks so cool with the multicolored specters. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, not the guitar hero. It's a fun skin. I will say that about it. It's definitely a fun skin. Oh, what is this? Headless Hecarim. Oh, that totally makes sense. That's perfect. Oh, man, it looks good. But I feel like, how much is it? It's only 975 RP. I feel like it's one of those skins that's like an older skin, but like if they did one today, they could do even more with it. Oh, it looks so good though. Yeah, I would definitely use this skin around Halloween time. I think it's so cool. I mean, a pumpkin head? Come on, that's so fun. I'm trying to think if it cracks the top 3 for me though. Like, because I know the rest of it is just gonna be basic. Yeah, it's got like all basic stuff and just some orange colors for the effects. Dang. Okay. Reaper Hecarim. Sure. Sure. Okay, this one feels old, you can tell. He's got like a grimoire and like a death scythe. I like that. I like that aspect of it. Instead of a glaive, it's more like a scythe. Yeah, I mean, I like where their head was at with these skins. I'm even thinking like, does the theme help in my decision making here? Because I feel like some of the themes kind of just don't fit when like these themes do work for him. Even though they're kind of basic in other regards. I don't know. All right, we got one last one, and that is Blood Knight Hecarim. Interesting. Oh, it's like an actual horse now. Yeah, this one is... I don't know what they were thinking with this one. I mean... He looks like a knight combined with a horse, I guess, is maybe where they were going with that. But I feel like... You know, they should have just done a straight, like, centaur. Yeah, they should have done, like, a centaur skin for him at this point. You know, like, centaurs are usually, like, shirtless. I don't know necessarily if I would have put it in my top 3, but you would think a centaur would be a perfect skin for him. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the skins. Let me go ahead and pick my top 3. You guys let me know in the comments what you think of my choices. But for me, it is actually going to be Nightbringer for sure. So that first one that we looked at. And then it's going to be High Noon, 100% High Noon. And I'm actually going to go with Winter Blessed. I know I'm going with the newer ones. I did really like Headless. It's really, really fun. If I had the skin in my like roster of skins for Hecarim, I would definitely switch it over to that around October and just run it that whole month. But other months, I would run everything else. I didn't really care for Arcane, like the way his armor looked and everything. And then a Cosmic kind of failed me this time around. So High Noon was really, really good though. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what your favorite skin is. Let's go ahead and move on to the wiki. All right, just taking a look at a little bit of trivia before we move on to the rest of the wiki. So Hecarim might have been inspired by the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, specifically War and or Assault Rider from Kingdom Hearts. You know, I haven't played the Kingdom Hearts series. I kind of want to. But the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, I totally get the reference. His dance references Dope Zebra by Rhett and Link. I know Rhett and Link from YouTube. What is the... Okay, that's interesting. Warpath is one of the 2 abilities in the game with damage scaling with movement speed, the other being Tailwind. Who's that from? The other being Tailwind, so that's from Janna there. Interesting. Yeah, okay. So that's one of 2 abilities. I was going to say, I didn't think there was another one, but okay, they're saying Janna had one. Onslaught of Shadows might be referencing the fight with Ganondorf in The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. That's actually one I didn't play. The Spectral Riders used to be members of the Iron Order Hecarim was Knight Commander of, and together with him became undead when the Ruination of the Blessed Isles was unleashed, and Hecarim was deemed overpowered in Ultra Rapid Fire 2014 edition and was ultimately disabled in non-custom games. All right, let's move on. All right, taking a look at Hecarim on the wiki. It says born 75 BN to 50 BN. Let's see. Black Mist Vanguard, his current occupation obviously came from Camivore. Current residence is the Shadow Isles. Okay, let's move on. And reading about early life and ruination of Helia is all stuff that we read in the biography and story. So I guess we don't have any extra little lore there. Let's just read on with the appearance. Hecarim is an armored centaur-like wraith with a humanoid upper half and an equine lower half, as a result of him fusing with his horse after transforming into a wraith. His body is composed of metallic armor, connected by a glowing spectral body with visible hooves and tail. His head is a samurai-like helmet with an axe-like crest and skull-like teeth on its mouth. His chestplate and horse armor have skull-like faces adorning them, and he has a tattered banner beneath the horse's chest. He is often seen wielding his glaive. As mentioned when touched by Nagaboros' power, Hecarim's appearance as a human was described as being tall and handsome, with silver and gold armor and having dark eyes. I think there's a little animation with, I think it comes from Wild Rift, where we get to see him actually stab Callista in the back, but he's only shown for like a couple of seconds. Personality: Hecarim is a merciless, bloodthirsty warrior who enjoys raiding cities and killing their inhabitants, mainly to gain a reputation of being feared or simply pure sadism, shown when he was so caught up with slaughtering the Hellions that the ruination took him by surprise. He is obsessed with glory and has no problem with killing his own allies to further climb up the ranks. Yep. Hecarim can also be cunning and manipulative to get what he wants, pushing Viego's grief into becoming more unhinged so he could raid enemy settlements on his command and persuading Callista to reveal the Blessed Isles for him. After becoming a wraith, he now seeks to kill every mortal being he comes across with the Iron Order by his side. Yeah, so not a great guy. Abilities: just wraith. Hecarim is one of the Shadow Isles wraiths created when the Ruinations came to be. The Black Mist consumes one's original personality, leaving only a specter consumed by negative emotions and obsessions. Hecarim has been consumed by his bloodlust and was turned into a horrific spirit of war. Okay. And our relations are Viego. Hecarim is a member of the Iron Order, which vowed to protect the king's land, but he does not respect Viego and only follows him as he allows to pillage lands. And then we have Callista. Hecarim is being hunted by Callista for his betrayal and for helping unleash the ruination of the Blessed Isles, thus turning them into the Shadow Isles and its denizens into undead abominations. Yep, go check out my Callista reaction if you haven't seen that already. We have Misfortune and Alawi. Hecarim faced Misfortune and Alawi during one of the Black Mist's attack on Bilgewater, but was driven back when Alawi channeled her god's power. Okay, very simple stuff there. All right, let's look at the content here. We did read the biography and short story. It looks like he's obviously also in the Ruination Callista's Odyssey game, and he's in a short story called Roots of Ruin. And obviously he appears in the Ruination novel. I have not gotten to that point in the book yet, but that's cool that I'm reading the book about it. And then he's in a 51-minute read short story called Shadow and Fortune, which has multiple chapters, it looks like. Tales of the Black Mist video. We've seen this video many times, so I just didn't want to do it in this reaction. And then another short story called The Despoiler of Havenfall. Okay, that one is actually mostly about Hecarim, but I think it might be a bit of a longer read. You guys let me know if that one's a good one, though. And just a tiny bit of trivia. Hecarim is between 1050 and 1060 years old, born in Camivor at some point before the ruination of the Blessed Isles. Hecarim was Callista's fiancé and betrayer, as well as one of the people responsible for the ruination of the Blessed Isles and the spread of the undead. This man just does not care who he betrays, man. He does not care one bit. The black spear she uses to bind her oath sworn is the one he used to run her through. And then both of them were some of the first undead created by the Black Mist right after the ruination. As seen by Misfortune, when Hecarim was touched by the power of Alawi's god, he was a tall rider armored in silver and gold, a young man handsome and proud with dark eyes and a future of glory ahead of him. So that's like a direct quote from the game. All right, not too much actually going on with the wiki, and that's totally okay. I mean, I pretty much get the gist of the guy, but let's go ahead and see. I'm sure he might have some pretty cool voice lines, so let's dive into those. Okay, so let's start off with the voice lines for Legends of Runeterra, and you know what? Hecarim actually didn't have like his own little trailer reveal or anything for him in Legends of Runeterra, so we're gonna take a look at him now. He is a 6-mana 5/6. That's kind of expensive. He has Overwhelm, Attack, Summon 2 attacking Spectral Rider, so that's basically with his ultimate. Level up. You've attacked with 7+ ephemeral allies. Okay. And then the leveled up version is a 6/7 6-mana Overwhelm. When I level up, grant your Nexus ephemeral allies have +3/+0 attack, summon 2 attacking Spectral Riders again. Okay. So obviously, I assume you put some spectral cards in your deck, or, you know, he might make it easy to get some of those cards. Let's move on down to the voice lines. So we have, it looks like a decent amount here, you know, not too bad. Let's start off with some of these. All right, looks like we have a decent amount of voice lines here, so let's dive in. We're going to start off with his summoned voice lines. Ooh, very like guttural kind of voice there.
The shadow approaches. Send me to battle.
Ooh, the delivery is interesting. Okay, let's start off with Allied Callista present.
Soon you shall face punishment, Hecarim.
Not today.
It's the way he says it, not today. It's like almost sassy the way he says it. That's pretty funny. Enemy Callista.
I've been waiting for you, coward.
Again, we've reacted to Callista already, so go check out that reaction if you haven't.
I killed you once. I'll do so again. Callista, I'm here to return my spear.
Oh.
Soon enough, Hecarim. No backstabbing. I'll face you as you
No backstabbing is clever.
You couldn't stop me then. You can't now.
You know, I'm curious. Well, okay, but to be fair, man, you literally backstabbed her. We never even got like the actual one-on-one fight, right? I wonder, yeah, who would you guys take bets on? I mean, Hecarim obviously knows what he's doing, but Callista was very skilled as well, right? I mean, my money would be on Callista, I feel like. All right, enemy Braum present.
The living will fall.
Angry horse just needs apple.
Oh, you know what's so funny? They should have gave him like a little like apple animation or something. Like him eating an apple would be funny. Maybe the Elderwood skin. All right, enemy Draven.
The shadow approaches.
Okay.
Pony want a carrot?
Oh, everybody's just going to keep calling him like a horse or a pony. That's great. Enemy Gwen.
The shadow approaches.
Okay, just repeats.
No darkness nor fear while I'm around.
Allied Kindred.
The living will fall. They always do.
By arrow or by teeth?
I like them kind of continuing what Hecarim's saying. Enemy Lulu. Same stuff.
Until I go tremendo, and everything is okay again.
And then Allied Thresh.
Savor the moment, Hecarim.
Savor the moment. I don't think he likes to savor the moment. He's just in and he just kills him as fast as possible.
I do not take orders from you.
Ooh. And you know what? I don't think he would like to take orders from anybody. Like, he just wants to do whatever he wants, right? Enemy Commander Ledros.
I broke my sword over your men, Hecarim. I'll drive the rest through you. You can try, Ledros.
Ledros and Callista just need to team up and take him out. Okay, so now we have an enemy Garen.
All the honor in the world won't save you, Garen.
Even Hecarim's making fun of Garen.
It is not armor that protects me, but my faith in Demacia.
Guys, we got to do a Garen reaction at some point. I feel like it's overdue, even though I feel like nobody's requested it. All right, enemy Basilisk Rider.
We ride for Noxus!
Flee while you can, coward.
That's a good one. Okay, Allied Iron Harbinger.
The Iron Order answers. Summon the others. We are ready.
So this is his crew.
Sound the call.
His voice, man, it's just like it's pretty scary. That's all I gotta say, really. Allied Oblivious Islander. That's a funny card. Okay.
Oh, hello there.
Ignorant fool.
That's a great card. I would run that card just to be funny.
Sure is dark, eh?
He sees nothing.
I mean, how would Hecarim feel about somebody not being scared of him, right? Enemy Vanguard Cavalry.
In formation!
Run, fight. It makes no difference.
The Vanguard stand as one!
Why ride the horse when you can be the horse?
Okay, that's my favorite line so far. Right? I mean, let's negate, like, let's get rid of that extra step there. Just be the horse. All right, Allied Mist Wraith.
They cannot escape. Fill their lungs. Grasp their hearts.
Oh, feel their lungs, grasp their hearts. All right, Allied Scuttlegeist.
Crush the living. Feast on the dead.
All these like Wraith cards, okay? These are your ephemeral kind of cards that you need for his like level up and stuff. Allied Shark Chariot.
Chariots, tear them apart.
Yeah, I'm sure he's used chariots before. Maybe not a shark one.
Break their defenses. I don't remember that at all.
Okay. You don't usually see him flustered like that. Enemy Swiftwing Lancer.
Fly away, little bird.
And then we have the level up theme. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see his level up. Oh, that's a scary theme. Does it come from Camivore or something?
Slaughter eternal. Behold the might of the Shadow Isles.
Oh, he's representing the Shadow Isles now. He's like, yep, I'm all in on the Shadow Isles.
I am beyond death.
I think that's my favorite one out of the three here. I am beyond death is such a cool voice line. Okay, seeing a spell or skill resolve. We have Atrocity. Die. Okay.
Fall for the Shadow Isles.
Allied Mark of the Isle.
Strike hard, strike fast. Fight with the might of our people.
And Allied Onslaught of Shadows.
The ground will tremble by my side.
Nice. Okay, attacks declared.
Break their ranks. Trample their bones.
Trample their bones is an awesome one.
No one lives.
There's the no one lives, just like the story. So I think that's a perfect voice line, actually. I'm glad they actually did that because he says it in the story. So we actually get to hear how he says it.
Leave nothing alive. Slaughter them all.
Although I liked slaughter them all a little bit more than no one lives, maybe. Okay, attack committed. Allied Spectral Riders are summoned.
Ride out to my side. Stern bead. You cannot stop us.
It'd be cool if he said these when he does his ultimate in League. That'd be cool. All right, blocks declared.
Your life is a bird.
Oh.
Face death.
Ooh, face death is good.
I will end you first.
And then we have his death lines.
The grave calls.
Even though technically he can't die.
I fall.
Easily, anyway. Ooh. Okay, that was the best one. Allied turn timer.
Time marches on with or without you.
I like the sass in that one. You can hear the voice actor just like giving a little bit of sass with their delivery.
I thirst for slaughter.
That one being the most sassy. And then chosen.
Yes, unleash me.
And removed from choice.
Back to the Shadow Isles.
Okay. Very nice voice lines. Yeah, I mean, I like what they did to his voice. I don't know what his, normal voice was as a human or anything like that, but I do like the effects and stuff that they gave to the voice actor when delivering these voice lines. I can still hear, how the voice actor is delivering the voice lines, which is nice. Sometimes when you add a bunch of effects and stuff, you can't really hear how they're delivering, but these I really, really can. And like I said, I could tell there was a little bit of sass in the delivery on some of them, and I think I actually liked those the most when Hecarim was just kind of being a little sassy with his voice line. So these were really, really fun. I mean, I know no complaints, honestly, from me, other than maybe, some interaction with like Viego or something would be pretty cool. But yeah, he had the Callista one, so that's good enough for me. And a couple of other ones with random people like Braum and Draven and Gwen. So those were pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with these voice lines. I'm definitely interested because the League of Legends ones are going to be very old. Unless they've been updated. It'd be nice if they were updated. But yeah, I'm going to be curious if we have that many voice lines and how good they are. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, let's do the League of Legends voice lines. Now, it actually does look like there's really not that many. That's totally okay. It looks like there's additional voice lines for Arcade, Cosmic Charger, and I think the Lance one as well. But yeah, let's just dive into these voice lines and see what we get. They're probably pretty old, but still, who knows? Starting off with the pick sound effect. Okay, some horse hooves, okay.
Behold the might of the Shadow Isles.
Okay, it still has like that guttural sound to it, but it's a little bit different than the Legends of Runeterra ones. And then Ban.
I do not rest.
That makes sense. All right, let's move on to just the straight moving voice lines.
War is eternal.
Ooh, they add like a little echo on this one.
Ride out. Their souls beg for release.
Ooh.
Send me to battle. The grave calls.
He's a little bit slower speaking in these. I think it's to add to like the scariness.
I do not rest.
That's my guess.
I am beyond death.
I still like that voice line. This is a different delivery of it though.
The shadow approaches.
Yeah, he like slowly pronunciates the words in this version. All right, taunts.
Your life is a burden. I bring you freedom.
Oh, the sound effects. Okay.
You won't live to see your world destroyed.
Okay, it's obviously him swinging his like glaive around and stuff. Okay, jokes. Hecarim skips around his weapon.
Another blue ribbon for Hecarim. Suffering is magic.
Suffering is magic is crazy. And then we have laugh. That's like the most evil laugh ever, I feel like. They all start the same, but they end a little bit differently, it sounds like. All right, basic attacks. These are just grunts, it sounds like. And then attacking.
Break their ranks.
Ooh. That sound like it's like in my headphones. His voice is crazy.
Embrace death.
Embrace death is good.
Trample their bones.
That's one of my faves from Legends of Runeterra.
Never relent.
That's solid.
Crush them underfoot. The living will fall.
Yeah, I almost want to say I like his delivery here better than Legends of Runeterra just because it's slower, right? And more scary, I think, is what's going on. Ability casting using Rampage. We'll just go through these a little fast. Using Spirit of Dread.
Despair. Face death. Torment.
Okay. Using Onslaught of Shadows.
Power.
Oh my.
Run.
Oh my god. Oh. Okay, those three are kind of insane. I like those. These are just him yelling. Yeah, if I heard Hecarim say these things to me, cower, run, terror, I'm out of there, man. In that voice, that's insane. And then we just have his death voice lines. It's just Hecarim on the toilet. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Just a little bit of trivia here. Suffering is magic references My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. Oh, had no idea. Okay. I was like, how is that even a joke? Because that was in the joke section. Another blue ribbon for Hecarim that's also in the joke section references the eponymous symbol of distinction. Hecarim is basically describing himself as the highest quality undead half Hecarim in Valorant, giving the black mist fused him with his horse. In the Brazil localization, this joke is replaced by referencing the Nissan commercial. Okay. I feel like that's a very specific thing that's obviously just for Brazil. Hecarim shares these quotes with crush them underfoot, break their ranks in despair. It looks like with, I have no idea who that is. We have Garen, and then we have, I'm assuming that's Warwick, or maybe that's Azir, or Nasus, I mean, geez. Yeah, not sure who that one is. But okay. Yeah, you know, I obviously, like, we're a little bit lacking when it comes to interactions with other champions with these old voice lines. I do definitely miss that. Unfortunately, we don't get any of those, but that's okay. I did actually like the delivery on these, I think, a little bit. Just a little hint more, or maybe I just really wish the Legends of Runeterra ones were delivered in this slow, scarier manner that I think they do with this and the League of Legends version of the voice lines. Maybe there's like an additional effects or something to make it scarier. But yeah, the Legends of Runeterra ones, I think they kind of like just went with more like, you can tell the voice is a little bit smoother and like delivered better maybe. But like these, the way they're pronounced so slowly, I think just adds to the scariness factor of Hecarim. All right, guys. I mean, I feel like we have another champion because I just did another champion with Tristana last week. I feel like we've gotten another champion that is like kind of, they're very easy to read, meaning their personality is, and I don't want to say one note, but their personality is pretty obvious. We'll say that. So Hecarim obviously loves to be in war, loves to be in battle, loves bloodshed, loves killing. Straight up. Like, that's it. I mean, the guy has no other goals. I don't even think I could say he has a goal around here except other than to murder the entire world, right? Like, what else would he want to do? Or just be, actually, no, he wouldn't want to do that. He would want to be able to be in combat forever, I guess, right? And fighting, I guess, or murdering, slaughtering people. So yeah, I mean, that's it. The only thing I can see with these like Shadow Isle champions, anything lore wise or like things in the future, there's not much they can really do unless, like, I don't know, unless they return the Shadow Isles back to the Blessed Isles, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen. So lore wise, like future wise, I'm not sure what they're going to do with Hecarim. I think, you know, whenever the MMO actually comes out, I can definitely see them doing some cool stuff in the Shadow Isles, especially with Hecarim. Obviously, cool idea. Hecarim being like a dungeon boss or a raid boss on the Shadow Isles whenever the MMO actually comes out. I think that's honestly perfect. You have to fight him in a big boss battle. Such a cool idea. Or maybe you do like a quest for Callisto or Ledros and you guys are trying to help her take down Hecarim, and then like that's like the final boss in her quest line or something. I think, yeah, I mean, like, here, let me write the story for it, because honestly that would be a perfect quest line, I think, for the League MMO whenever that comes out. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I don't think there's really much else they can do with Hecarim. I guess I just want to hear from you guys though. You know, over the years, since Hecarim is one of those champions that's been in the game for a long time, let me know any like cool stories, or if you guys have any past memories of Hecarim in the game, like back in the day when he was like really, really strong, or maybe when he's strong right now. Just, you know, stuff like that in the comments would be really, really fun. All right, guys, let me know in the comments who I should react to next, please, because I am running out of champions, and on my list anyways. And at some point, I'm just going to go straight to the champion page and just pick a champion at this point. So drop in the comments who I should react to next. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. I'd really, really appreciate it. Check out the other League of Legends stuff we have on the channel. We've done a reaction to Viego. We've done a reaction to Callista. So if you want to go check those out, obviously go do that. Other than that, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.